Hey everybody, Mike here. So Piurify recently sent out this little water pitcher for me to try out and test, and in return I get to give you guys a review. So a couple days ago this thing arrived at the house, and since then I've been putting this thing through its paces to kind of learn how this thing works, and that way I can give you guys an informed opinion as to what I think about it. So first off, when you get it out of the box, it comes very well packaged, and what you see is what you get in the box, with the exception of you also get a little charge cord as well. Now this comes as a USB-A on one end and a USB-C on the other. Now what's unique about this is it does run on a battery. So basically what you've got here is on the side is where you plug in your USB cord, and that's where you'll charge the battery on this thing. Now it's advertised as having up to a 30-day battery life on it. So in all honesty, the battery should last quite some time between charges as you're running water through the pitcher over the month. I don't know how long it takes to actually drain the battery since I've only had it for a couple days, but I can tell you I've already ran roughly 10 pitchers through this thing and I haven't had any issues so far. Now once you fill this thing up and you run the water through it, it only takes about 2 minutes to run about 50 ounces of water through this thing, which is how much the pitcher can hold. So what's unique about this little pitcher, let me take the lid off of here for you real quick, is if you look on the top of this thing, you've actually got two different compartments inside of this. So you'll fill up the center compartment here, and that's where the water that comes from your tap water or well water, whatever it is you're trying to filter, goes in. Once you put this back on the base like so, and you hit the button on the front, it'll run that water from the center through the filter that's in the base and back out on the outside of this pitcher here. And at that point in time, the water is filtered and ready to drink. Now when it comes to your filter here on the base, it's right here on the front, and it's really easy to get out of here. So basically you just twist this to unlock it like so, and then this little filter cartridge pops out like that. Now these filters are rated at around 130 gallons of water before it's recommended to replace these things, or 6 months, whatever comes first. It's important to note as well that once you've ran water through this base, if you're not going to use this thing for an extended period of time, it is recommended to take that filter and go ahead and put that in a cold environment like a refrigerator until you're ready to use that filter again. But basically that's all there is to the pitcher itself. It's extremely easy to go ahead and grab a glass here. We can pour some water in here. And the one thing I noticed about this pitcher is we're on well water here at the house. So I've actually got a reverse osmosis system hooked up to my sink already to begin with. So what I wanted to do when I first got this thing was compare what my reverse osmosis system tasted like after the water had been filtered, what my actual well water tasted like from the faucet itself, and what the water tasted like coming out of this pitcher. There's a very similar difference in taste between what comes out of my pitcher here and what comes out of my system that's under my sink. It's got a really good taste to it. The other thing I wanted to show you too real quick is what this thing sounds like when it's running. Let me throw some well water back in this pitcher from my faucet here, and I'll let this thing run while we're finishing out the video. So now I've got the center of this container all full of water. The outside is completely empty. So we'll go ahead and put this back on the base. You got this 2-port system right here on the top where the pitcher sits. Obviously water goes in one side, comes back out the other. So we just set that here on top like so. And then on the front here, you'll see this little power button here. You hit that button, and then as you can see, the water instantly starts draining from the center and filling up the outside. And as I mentioned, this takes about 2 minutes or so for that water to fully cycle through there. And the nice thing about that is when the center runs out of water, it automatically shuts itself back off again, and it's ready to use after that. This would be a great thing to keep in your house, especially if you don't have the ability to be able to add an osmosis system like I've already got installed on my sink. But if you live in an apartment or townhome or somewhere where you're not allowed to modify your kitchen, or let's just say you don't want to spend the money on something that expensive, this is a great cost-effective option to be able to add to your kitchen to be able to get nice filtered water, especially if your tap water is just not up to par. Another scenario you might find this thing helpful in is if you guys go out camping and you got a little travel trailer you pull around. If you're looking for a good filtered water option while you're out there on the campground, this would be a great little pitcher you could take with you as well and have a nice filtered water that's got a nice clean taste to it while you're out and about and enjoying your campground. But this thing's just about finished up here with the water. Hopefully that was enough information for you to help you make a decision as to whether this pitcher might be right for you or not. That's all I've got for you on this one today, guys. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch, and we'll catch you on the next one.